Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Let me go and set up this room real quick and then we can get started. It's 6:21 right now, so we got about 9 minutes till market open. On here, set up real quick. That's good. That's good. Today is Thursday, January 27th. All right, cool. Get this link sent out to you guys here. Premium. All right, cool guys. Good morning, everybody. Let me give it a few minutes for people to make their way in. It is 6:22 right now, so the market is going to open in about 8 minutes. Sorry for the late start, guys. The Zoom is having issues connecting, and then YouTube is having issues. So it's just a lot of stuff going on with this. So also, if you guys send me a message on Telegram or emailed me, I haven't gotten to any of the messages yet. So if you guys send me a message, I will get to you guys after this live session. So see, morning Essa, morning Funny, morning everyone. Yeah, let's get this analysis started. So anyways, looks like people are still making their way in. Morning, Peter. Morning, Matthew. Morning, everyone. All right, people are still making their way right now. I'll give it a few more minutes for people to join, and then we'll get started. So just a reminder to everyone, if you guys haven't been in the room all week, basically for the live sessions, I'm not answering any more questions until the very end. So if you guys do have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to put them in the chat. I'm probably going to miss them until the very end. So you might want to wait till the end to put the questions, but I will be going back to review all the questions if there are any. But anyways, guys, so looking over at the market right now, morning, Nick, morning, Mauricio. Let's take a look at the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 62% long, 61% long now. So we're most likely going to be looking for sells today. Looking at the futures data, it is currently at 194 points in the green. So it's very bullish right now. However, retail sentiment is still short. So they're conflicting at the moment. Looking over at the news for today, today is Thursday, January 27th. We had medium news here at 5:30. It was some of it was positive, some of it was neutral, some of it was negative. We have pending home sales at 7 o'clock, and I think that's it for today. I'm not sure if there is anything else going on with regard to Biden and stuff like that. However, the war talk going on with Russia it seems to be getting more and more intense as the week progresses. So we'll see how that affects the market. I mean, if something crazy happens, then obviously it's going to tank the market. But there's real no way to know exactly until it actually happens. Looking over here at pre-market, all of the indices are actually bullish right now. So we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. But yeah, for the most part right now, it is bullish. So very conflicting with the retail sentiment, because for the most part, we want these to align, retail sentiment and fundamentals. It's 6:25 right now. Market is going to open shortly. So let me open up the 1 minute first. I'm going to draw the there might not be much liquidity here, to be honest, because it's already pushed up so heavily. So there's not much liquidity on the top side. There's a lot of liquidity on the bottom side, though. So looking at this right here, we might have a spike to the downside on open. Let me just draw these real quick before the market opens. So we have a ton of liquidity right here on the bottom. So we might see a drop actually today. That's what I'm anticipating, especially with all this liquidity here that hasn't been triggered yet. definitely some sells could be brewing today. So let me see this real quick. All right, solid. So looks like there's a ton of sells here that could be coming up. So this is just a clean chart. I'll leave that alone for now. Market is going to open in about 3 minutes. Let me just get through this real quick. Here's the other chart. I'm going to highlight there. Yeah, there's actually a lot of lows here. So if price drops this low, we're probably going to get all of these triggered, and then it's probably going to drop pretty heavy. Because there's a lot of liquidity down here that hasn't been touched yet. Especially a lot of people who are following the buys, obviously. All right. So there goes all of the liquidity zones here on the 1 minute. Looking over at the 5 minute, there's also a lot of entries that came up regarding the V3 variation. So yeah, guys, a ton of liquidity right there on the bottom end. So we'll see if it spikes down. We're not going to be too surprised because we already see it coming. 3 minute right there. And the 5 minute right here. So there's a couple entries here that came up on the 5 minute. Looks like there was one right here. There's a low, green candle, V3, full TP right there. Again, right here, price came down, buy again right there, V3 right there, full TP. So there were a lot of full TPs right here for both of these, full TP off that, full TP off that. Again, right here for a sell. Right here, green candle, red candle following it, full TP right there as well. There are all full TPs again right here as well too. So looks like there were a lot of entries here that all hit full TP. Some of these wouldn't be actual entries because they're too big of a move. Obviously you guys are familiar with that. It's over 750 pips, but a lot of them, or pretty much all of them, hit full TP. So market is going to open right now in about 40 seconds, guys. So morning, Professor, morning, Steven, morning, Christopher, morning, Orain, morning, Al, morning, Fahad, morning, Patrick, morning, Racio, morning, everyone. All right, guys, market is now opening in about 30 seconds. So if this candle here closes as a strong green candle with a bullish signal, this would technically be the breakout. However, it'd be considered risky because retail sentiment is currently long right now. So we're technically looking for a sell, but with the fundamentals so strong for a buy, this might be a fake out. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so here's the opening candle right here. If I see a breakout, I'll let you guys know, but there's not one currently right now. If we have a strong green candle, meaning a candle with little to no wick on the top side, this would be considered the breakout, but I'm not looking to take any buys today. I'm looking for it to come back down because sentiment is so long right now. Let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. Yeah, PC, later on, or as easy, if you guys have the timestamp for those V3s, let me know and I can pull it back to see. Just want to make sure all the requirements are met because we do want to find some sells, some losses actually to fundamentals are currently up 200 points. So we're not, it's going to be kind of iffy right now looking for any entries because they don't line up. But yeah, if you guys have the timestamp, we can take a look at those trades to see, if all the requirements were actually met. Let's see. Yeah, so this technically right here would be the breakout, but I'm not taking it, guys, obviously, because the retail sentiment is currently short. Fundamentals are very strong right now. They're up 320 points. The market lately has been like super crazy, guys. the fundamentals are generally not this high or very low like how they've been past couple of days. They've been like negative 600, negative 800, positive 500. It's like way too high. Sentiment here is also it's also long. So this thing conflicts because these are the main confluences that you guys use, right? Basically, if this is long, you want the fundamentals here to be red so that you can take sells. Vice versa, if this is short, you want fundamentals here to be green so that you can take buys. But right now, none of them really line up. So you're getting a lot of manipulation in both directions. And it's not one that, I'd really want to mess with. So like looking at this over here, it's a messy trade. So I wouldn't take that breakout, even if it looked good to me, because it didn't line up with the fundamentals here. I need these to line up. So I need this to be, in order for me to take a buy, I need this to be short and I need this to be green. Right now, this is green and this is long. So they're complete opposites. They don't align at all. Yeah, Maddie said even during Asia, fundamentals have been super high, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know what's going on. A lot of people are buying the dip from yesterday because yesterday it was down like 600, 800 points. Yeah, but volatility has been crazy. I know some guys, Maddie was trading during Asia. There's a lot of spikes going on. And you can see right here, the fake out, right? Price came up, spiked down, and then came right back up. Which, I mean, it's unusual unless there's something in the market going on that's really causing it to push up. It says Dow rises 300 points as investors weigh the Fed better than expected GDP. So yeah, this is a news right here. This is probably going to be temporary though. It's probably going to be up currently and then it's going to come right back down. Usually whenever CNBC reports something, this is like a late report. Like by the time they report this stuff, prices already shot up and then people sell off at that point because they have a lot of people chase after this news. They're like, oh, Dow is rising. So everyone bandwagons into a buy, right? And then after everyone bandwagons into a buy, they just dump price right back down. And then as soon as it dumps down, it hits liquidity. It hits liquidity, not there actually. It hits liquidity down here. And then it just comes crashing down even further. So just anticipate this, guys. One thing to look out for is if price hits this area right here, meaning this area of liquidity, it's probably going to drop even further to this area of liquidity. And then if it hits this area of liquidity, it's going to keep dropping even further to like the next area of liquidity. So something to, obviously keep in mind, because that's going to affect the market, right? So if it drops further and it keeps dropping, where are you going to expect that? Because we do see all the areas of liquidity right here, and you can see prices starting to make its way back down. So something for you guys to be aware of. We have a 5-minute right here. That's if this closes as a high, if it follows with a red candle, then it will be an entry for a V3. Right here was actually V2. So we actually missed it, but it's okay. I was just waiting for it to come down. So as you can see right here, this is a V2 entry. It's a super risky one though. Looks like that would have hit TP right there. So there's a V2 entry right there. I totally missed it, but it's all good. It was too quick. Like we didn't really have time to catch that. So yeah, definitely. Charlie, it looks like you caught it. Charlie said 1 minute V2 right there. It happened way too fast, like way too fast. TPC said at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. on the for the V3 on the 5 minutes. Let me just replay it to 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. actually. Wait, let me check real quick. Here, let me scroll up real quick. So I'll make sure I get the time right for that. 6 a.m. Okay, so 6 a.m. Let me go over here real quick. So PC said he took the trade here at 6 a.m. Maddie said there was a sessions right there. So that might have been, a risky trade to take because we don't trade around the session. So Yeah, so the sessions is right here. Maddie is right with that. I'm not sure if you're using the sessions PC, but generally we don't like to trade around the sessions because it bounces right off it, right? If price comes down to the sessions area, odds are it'll bounce right off it. So if I saw a sell right there, I probably wouldn't take it. So let me go over here real quick to the next candle. Yeah, so I definitely wouldn't have taken this right here, PC, because it's bouncing right off the sessions. So you can see right here, price comes right to the sessions. It's odds are it's probably going to bounce up. So I wouldn't have taken the sell there. And that's exactly what happened here. It looks like price went all the way up. Yeah, so that's the main reason why I wouldn't have taken that. It's the same, guys, just because this is you know, on a different time frame and a different strategy, all the confluences still line up. We don't trade around sessions because price generally bounces around those areas. So Stephen, I did say that. So Stephen said, guys, this would technically be a breakout. If you can say this phrase, this would really help. I said exactly that, Stephen, when it came up. I'm not sure if you're listening or paying attention, but I did say that. That's the whole reason I had the markup earlier. So, Stephen, I think you should just, I mean, I've been telling you, bro, like you should probably just not do the breakout anymore because the breakout is, I mean, you have the same question every day about the breakout. And bro, like I literally said that. That's why I was here on the 1 minute and I had a markup there. And I said, this is going to be the breakout, but I wouldn't take it because the retail sentiment and fundamentals here don't line up. But I said exactly what you were asking for before you asked for it. But Stephen, I think you should probably, I know we've had this talk again about the breakout and you have like the same problem with the breakout every morning. I think you should probably just learn something else, right? There's like so many other strategies you can learn, Stephen. I mean, this 5 minute strategy works the entire day. You know, I've been trying to show, I've been like, you've been asking me to explain to you what the a strong candle is. And my explanation has been the same. But yeah, okay, Stephen. I mean, I'll try to help you as much as possible, but you know, from my personal opinion, I think you should just stop trying to learn the breakout. Yeah, no, you're fine, Stephen. You're okay. Like, but I think like the breakout might be a little too complex for you. You know, we've discussed this before. It's just too I don't want you to make mistakes because it's too hard for you to apply. Anyways, back to the charts over here. But yeah, I'm glad that you made some profit off it, Stephen. But overall, I think you should probably just learn one of the other strategies because it's just too much for you to take in. All right, anyways, back to this over here. So we got this high and this low over here. Other than that, yeah, and you know, everyone here likes a 5 minute, Stephen. So I think the 5 minute would be a lot easier for you to learn because it's a lot slower. So you could actually, and it's not very difficult, right? It's pretty much foolproof. Yeah, no, same here, Professor. Professor and Jason are looking on the 5 minute. There's no entries here on the 5 minute right now. Currently, if I see something come up, obviously I'll take a look. Nothing here on the 3 minute right now either. There's technically, actually, there's nothing here. This is at 627. So actually, we don't even need this stuff up here. The 1 minute over here, there's nothing available at the moment. It's currently starting to range within this area, which is fine. It's normal. Let me put a line at opening price. So market opened right over here. This is opening price, this dotted line. This is going to be, I don't know, I need to line that up there. Yeah, price is starting to push up even higher. Yeah, but you can wake up earlier, Stephen. So Stephen, yeah, I know you said I meant, so Stephen, you need to be done trading at 10 a.m. There should be no problem because we're already done trading at 8 a.m. So either way, all the strategies we're applying are still done at 8 a.m., Stephen. So I don't know, like you don't need to be so focused on the breakout, especially if you don't get it. Like, I mean, because you're let's see. 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, Steven, I mean, if the breakout's all that you can learn, then I mean, you can learn the breakout. But yeah, I mean, so what I would recommend, Steven, is just go back and watch previous live sessions, because you ask the same exact question every day. I swear, like every morning, it's the same question about the breakout. So I think you should go back and then just listen to what I explain to you every morning regarding the breakout, so that you can understand it. Because I mean, I don't mind helping you, but you know, every time you ask the same question every morning, Steven, it kind of cuts into everybody else's focus, because we're looking for other stuff too. We're not just looking for the breakout. So yeah, Steve, I mean, every morning, just go and watch every live session and just listen to what I told you, because you ask the same question every morning. And you know, you're just cutting into everyone else's focus. So anyways, back to the charts over here, guys. Price is still pushing up right here on the, this is a clean chart. I'm gonna mark this up right here at 630. That's opening price, that dotted line. I'm gonna have a vertical line right here as well at opening price, so that we can kind of see where price is moving along. I'll move this over here. All right, so this right here, where it crosses along the, all right, I'm gonna ignore any other questions here, guys. We're just gonna focus on trading right now. So if you guys have any questions, just, you're free to put them in the chat, but I'm not gonna look at them until later. Here's pretty much the current direction of price. Is just ranging sideways within this high and this low right here. This dotted line is going to be opening for New York Stock Exchange. Yeah, other than that, we'll just keep moving this along here. But yeah, price is still pushing up, but you guys can see from here that price is still, there's still a lot of liquidity on the bottom end over here. So even though price keeps pushing up like that, it's going to come crashing down eventually. So it's all right. We're going to wait for this to you know, be done pushing up, because the thing is, there's so much right here. So you can see there's liquidity there, liquidity down here, liquidity down here. So it might not happen right now, but maybe for the mid-market reversal, when it does come back down, it's going to come down pretty hard. So, you know, it's just a matter of patience, a matter of just waiting. Let's see, let me just scroll up real quick. Patricia, I just saw your message. All right. Yeah, Matthew said all of losses lately have been around the sessions. Yeah, so sessions is something key to keep up. Let me scroll down real quick. Rick is quoting himself. Rick said old Rick would be chasing this. LOL. No, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know, it looks like, I mean, something that I would chase too, honestly. It's a big push to the upside, but no, we're not going to chase it, because guys, if you guys look at retail sentiment, it's still, this is number here is probably going to increase. So it's 62 right now, refreshing this. It is now, it's actually not increasing at 61. It looks like a lot of people are starting to sell off, or not a lot, but a good amount of people are starting to sell off, because I'm sure a lot of people are starting to realize how risky it is to take buys right now. It's like way too overextended. I mean, if you zoom out from here on the 5-minute, it's been pushing up since last night. So if you measure this from here up until here, price has been pushing up almost 10,000 pips. It's already 9,650 pips pushed up since Asia session. It's probably going to keep pushing up even more. But yeah, we'll keep looking here, because, you know, the 5-minute here, if it closes, then if we have a red candle after it, this might be a signal of the drop happening, which is what we will be, you know, looking for, obviously. Yeah, King said there was a high low, but it wasn't a triple confluence, just two confluence at 641 and it hit. Yeah, no, definitely. Um, with all this increased volatility, a lot of these single strategies are hitting, but they are very risky. So you guys want to be a bit careful. Yeah, professor said, give us a green candle on the 5. Yeah, so if we get a green candle right here off a high, then this might be a hint that price is going to come finally crashing down, right? Because it usually just takes one solid entry on any time frame for a sell. And once that comes up, this thing usually comes tumbling all the way back down. And the reason why we see that is because we have so much liquidity sitting right here. Not currently right now, but we have, price is still pushing up higher. We have so much liquidity sitting here on the bottom. It's pretty much just waiting for it to dump. But damn, this is a big push to the upside. Looking over here at the 1 hour. All right, I'm gonna go to the 1 hour. Yeah, so as you guys can see, it actually broke through the pivots and it is pushing up, even higher now. It's getting close to the all-time high, actually. Well, no, it's not. It's still super far. Let's see, price currently right here. It's about like 20,000 pips, 23,000 pips away from the all-time high, which it'll probably reach there eventually, but not anytime soon. But yeah, as you guys can see right here, it broke right through the pivots and it's shooting up pretty heavy. I still wouldn't chase it because I do expect it to come right back down. It's just, obviously you guys can see right here, it's way too overextended at the moment. There's no snipes available right here. There's no daily available. You guys can see from the 10-minute how big this candle is. It's huge. When a candle that big happens, you guys can kind of see here on the previous days, like for example, if you see a huge candle like that, like this one right here, it's like bound to come crashing back down. And that's kind of what we're waiting for here. We're waiting for the opportunity to catch it on its way back down. This 10-minute candle is way too big. Okay, so it's getting close to the sessions right here. As you guys can see on the 5-minute, it's getting close to the sessions right here. Yeah, this is the New York from yesterday. This is the New York high from yesterday. When it gets to this point, it might just bounce right off there and come crashing all the way back down. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, that's the New York high and London high from the previous day. See where it goes from here. All right, this candle is going to close green, professor. So your sell might be coming shortly. Looking over here on the 3-minute, it's very high as well. This right here. Yeah, Maddie's waiting for it too. So Maddie said he's waiting for that to play out. All right, so we got the green candle right there. We just need a red candle right here. If it closes red, then this is possibly going to be a V3 entry. I do think it's a little risky, but it does also look very good as well. We just got to make sure it doesn't drop too much because the max is going to be 750 pips, as you guys know. And the thing is, it might not even close red. If it closes green, it's probably going to push for another high. And that's fine, because if it does that, then we'll still be looking for an entry as it continues to push up higher. I personally would want it to push up higher because I wanted to get closer to the New York high right there before, obviously we hop into it. Like, I think it would be nicer if it was up here so that our stop loss could be past the New York high. Like, I'd rather have it push higher. And then, like, say, for example, it gets up to here, right? And then our stop loss is above the New York high, so that when it comes down, we have like that protection right there. Thanks, Joshua. Yeah, Joshua just confirmed that there's news in 10 minutes. I believe it's new home sales. Let me check it real quick. here on Thursday, January 27th, pending home sales actually right here at 7. It's anticipated to be positive news. So if this is positive, it might push price high enough to reach the sessions from yesterday. And then from there, it might come right back down. So Fahad confirmed that retail sentiment has dropped. It's now 58% long. So, I mean, this is crazy that price is pushed up. If price keeps pushing up like this, then we might get a manipulated drop later. So this is what I could kind of see happening, guys. Price will keep pushing up. It'll drop slightly during the mid-market reversal, and then it'll come right back up. Because if this thing here starts to shift to short, if this starts to go to the short side, then the bias is going to change. Obviously, bias can change at any point in time. It doesn't always have to be long. It doesn't always have to be short. I think a lot of people started selling. I think yesterday there was a lot of people selling because all of the war talk and stuff like that. So people got scared and they started selling. And what happened was a lot of people started buying. So when people started selling, people started buying the dip. And that's why this is starting to shift here. Because now people made money from buying the dip and then now they're pulling out. So, I mean, we'll see. The market is unpredictable. Well, I mean, it is predictable to some extent, but then it's also very unpredictable when stuff like that is going on around the world. Like, who knows, tomorrow there might be a new COVID variant, right? It seems like every couple months there's a new COVID variant. If that news comes out and it becomes widespread, then that's going to be another reason for price to drop. So there's a lot of stuff going on, guys. It's just, you guys have to just keep an open mind. Like, never be stuck in one position. Like, for example, here, if you're chasing buys, you have to be okay to shift this to a sell, or vice versa. If you're taking sells, you have to be okay to shift this to a buy, right? Your bias is able to change pretty much at any moment. So a new high here was broken. Unfortunately, there's not going to be an entry here because this high has to be a green candle. And that's fine. So here's the thing. If the retail sentiment here changes from long to short, this is what I would be looking for. I'd be looking for this to drop down slightly, and then I would catch it as it comes right back up, right? Bias will change. Currently, right now, we have a sell bias, but that can easily shift to a buy bias if the market provides, those conditions. Currently, right now, it's just super indecisive because retail sentiment is opposite of fundamentals. We generally want those first two main things to align. All right, so no entry here off the variation. This would be the new high candle if it closes green. Hoping that it closes green because that's what we need. We need this to close green. So yeah, it's just, it's all about patience right now, guys. Don't chase these moves. I wouldn't chase this for a buy. I wouldn't chase it for a sell. So here we go. As price pushes up higher, I could really see it push up to here. Like this is, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to push up to this area. And then when it does push up to there, it's going to come right back down. But as I was mentioning before, guys, it's just a matter of time and a matter of patience. As you guys can see right here, price is actually starting to consolidate in a range. So we have a pretty tight range within this area now. I'll move this up a little higher. So yeah, you guys can see right here, price is literally consolidating within this little area right here. So volatility died down completely. Looks like a lot of people who are entering the market are now just flat, right? They're not really doing much. Unfortunately, right here, guys, if this closes, well, this is a red candle, so we're not going to have a V3. This needs to be a green candle in order for it to. Yeah, I know. Maddie said, "Damn, the 5-minute closed red barely." I agree. Rick said, "Conspiracy Rick thinks they are listening and will spike all the way up to 34,820." Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said I wanted to push to the sessions anyways, to be honest. No, and same here, Maddie. That's exactly what I'm looking for as well, because I want to have a better entry. You can see right here, price is still kind of pushing. Going over to the 1 minute, you can see not much is really happening. The range is getting a little wider and not very much either. It's just, slightly. So yeah, as you guys can see right here, not really much is happening. Price kind of died down a bit, but price is still going sideways within this area. So this dotted line right here is when the New York Stock Exchange opened. This is going to be the high for the day. This is going to be the low for the day. And this is going to be the range for the day, the small range right here within this area. Not very much, but this is okay because when price starts to go sideways like this, it's going to prepare for a breakout, right? Which is what we want. We want price to break out to the upside or break out to the downside. But, this whole week's been kind of wacky. If you guys have been on the live session, the whole week has been kind of weird where volatility has been crazy, then it dies down. There's no clear direction. And that's normal, right? That happens sometimes in the market. When stuff like that happens, that's when you guys need to be cautious, right? You don't want to be taking stupid trades when the market is kind of giving you this like wishy-washy analysis of the market, right? Like for example, right here, if this was a green candle, or so for example, if this was the high still and this was red, we'd be so ready to take this sell right here, right? But at this time, they're kind of giving us some fake outs. They're probably dropping price a little bit here. What might happen is people will hop into these sells here, right? Because if you see price push up so heavily and then it starts to drop, what do people normally think? They think, oh, price is finally going to drop from this point. Because this is what happens. People try to enter a sell here. And what is your stop loss? Their stop loss is right there. As soon as they enter the sell, price spikes all the way up and stops them out, right? And then they're like, oh, crap. So they wait for another drop and then they do it again. And then it goes to the sessions, exactly like what Maddie just said right here. This candle's too big. So it's probably going to retrace all the way back up, hit the sessions, and then come back down. Because this is 1,000 pip move right here. This candle right here is more than 1,000 pips. It's way too big of a candle. So this might just bounce right back up and then come right back down. But yeah, we'll see what happens in a little bit, guys. It's just a matter of us waiting for the market to give us a direction. Currently right now, there's obviously no direction. It's just bouncing around the area. But as you guys can see from this range, this is kind of what's going on here. Not much. Let me go over here real quick. Yeah, sentiment is dropping heavily, guys. So as you guys can see right here, sentiment is now going to be short. So this is switching up real quick. If this becomes short, we're going to start looking for some buys. So I'm okay with the market dropping quite a bit, and then we can start. Yeah, Maddie said people are shifting to sells. Market will go up and stop people out. Exactly. As people shift to the sell side, they're going to spike price up to stop them out and then come right back down and stop them out again and then come right back up. So as you guys can see, this is going to be a clear example of market manipulation right here. So as you can see, as people start to shift from their buy positions to a long position, they're going to push price up. And when they push price up, they stop people out, right? Because people shift from buys to sells. And that's one way to see market manipulation pretty clearly in the market, because you'll see this is key here. The key part is looking at where everybody's trading. If you see the market do the opposite, it's not a coincidence that market's doing opposite. It's that they're seeing everyone shifting their trades. And that's why it's a good time to sit out the market when stuff like this is going on. We also have news coming up in about 1 minute. So when the news happens, and there we go, it's been released. Let's pull that up real quick. Pending home sales, refresh this. I know, right? I saw your message right in your text. Here's the pending home sales right here, guys. All right, so it was negative actually. So the pending home sales were a lot less than what people were expecting. So there's not really much, deals going on right now. And there you go, price just dropped. So news was negative, price dropped. You can see this drop right here was a catalyst. The news was a catalyst for this drop here, right? Because the news happened right here at 7. And then as soon as the news released, price dropped like almost that, like over 1,000 pips. So, and this is how you guys could analyze news, right? If you guys are always wondering, oh, like how does news affect the market? Look at the candle when the news dropped. and see how far it dropped. It dropped almost 1,300 pips. One thing that you guys want to do is you want to wait for the reaction to end, because what will happen is when price drops this point, what happens is people bandwagon onto these sells, right? They see price drop and they hop into the sell. And then what happens, price pushes all the way back up, which is basically what's happening right here. This is why we don't trade during news, because whenever people follow the news, price can be manipulated back in the opposite direction and bring it back to where it was before. So price might come back to this area right here and then go sideways. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this happened, because this drop here is based off the news. Price can just recover back to where it was before the news and then just go back sideways. Nothing new. The same pattern plays almost every time. This is why we avoid trading during news. We try to avoid trading an hour before news and an hour after, unless price has confirmed what it's done and what it's going to do. So nothing right here, guys. It's pretty much just now going back sideways. So if it comes back to the opening, to the price before news, no surprise there, because the same pattern always repeats itself. I'll leave this right here so you guys can follow it, but I'll keep moving this right here to confirm that nothing's really changed. So nothing's really changed here at all. Going back to the 5-minute. So unfortunately, if this closes with the sell right here, we're not going to have a buy, because the buy signal is still right here. So this doesn't fit the requirement here for requirement number 4. So yeah, exactly, Maddie. So Maddie said, I do want the 5-minute sell because there's so much liquidity on the bottom side. No, I agree. It's still kind of far though. That's a problem, Maddie. Like, I would like the liquidity to be like closer. Like, if it was down here, that'd be great. If we had an entry down here, that'd be good. Because the thing is, this is a big push. Like, even if it hits liquidity right here, it's still got to drop like 1,600 pips. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said it's gonna be a rocky move down. I agree, 100%. And that's why I would still be a bit careful. But here, as you guys can see, price is pushing right back up to original price before the news happened. So price comes back to this area, no surprise, because we already drew it up. So let's go back and take a look at the fundamentals real quick. Fundamentals are currently up 491 points. That's up a lot. Looking over here at the futures data, it's currently up 537 points, 545 points actually. It's very bullish. Looking over here at the stock index is currently all green. So literally everything is green here. The main stock that's holding everything up is Salesforce and Microsoft. Boeing right after that with United Health. Pretty much all these stocks here are all green. The only 2 red stocks are McDonald's and Intel. I know a lot of people joke around about McDonald's because they have that Beyond Burger. Everyone said that their stock went down after that Beyond Burger was released. But the thing is, guys, the Beyond Burger has been around for a while now for other companies. So I don't think that's what's causing it to be in the red. It's only down 1 point. It's not down that much. Intel's also down 3 points. So I know, because a lot of people were laughing about that yesterday, because McDonald's released their Beyond Burger, and everyone's like, that shit's trash. I actually don't mind the Beyond stuff. I've tried Beyond stuff from like other places, but yeah, it's just funny because how people perceive that. Anyways, as you can see right here, price came right back up. So you guys can see where I drew it from. See this line here? Where's price at? So I already anticipated this to happen, right? This is how you guys analyze news. So basically this candle right here was the news candle. It was red, right? So price dropped right here because you're looking to see how the market reacted. Right here at 7 o'clock, news was negative. So what happened at 7 o'clock? Price dropped, right? What happens after that? That's the reaction that you're looking for. You're waiting for price to either recover back to where it was originally or for it to continue dropping. If it doesn't continue dropping, odds are it's going to push right back up and go back to where it was originally. So once this happens right here and price has recovered back to where it was originally, where we already anticipated, now you can say, okay, market is back to normal. If price continued to drop below here, you could say, oh, price is probably not back to normal because, this drop happened based off the news. and it's going to keep dropping. So hopefully this is a help to you guys, because a lot of people ask me, how do I analyze news? This is exactly how I analyze it. I see how price moved at news, and I see what happens after. What's the reaction to the news? Does it recover, or does it keep dropping? Right here, it obviously recovered. It's like the news never happened. Now it's pushing right back up. So, it's hard. It's kind of hard to explain exactly how news is analyzed, because there's a lot of different ways to analyze it. But, I use logic. That's how I analyze everything. I use logic. I have reasoning behind all of my analysis, and reasoning behind how things move in the market. Like, nothing here is random to me. Everything that happens in the market is based off some sort of catalyst. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else here. Barack is asking if my chart is opposite. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Brock. What do you mean by opposite? I think my chart is, I don't know. I think it's normal, but I'm not sure what you mean by opposite. Dejan said, Beyond Meat is good. It's just when they start making chicken is where I draw the line, because chicken always looks like erasers. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, well, even like their McRib, McRib that looks like that too. Here, let's see. Barack said, as in, you are the big screen and your chart is where your face. Oh, that's weird, huh? Does anyone see that as well? I don't know why Barack's shows that. His big screen is, yeah, he's talking about the Zoom. Nick said that's your settings, Barack. So you might have your settings spotlighted to my face, not on the chart. So click on the other screen, click on the chart, and then it should make that the big screen. You probably have it spotlighted to my face. That's probably why it looks like that. All right, guys, so there's no entries available right now still. As you can see, price is pushing up right here, and this is going to create another high. So if it creates a new high, which is it's about to right here, this is going to be setting up for a 5-minute variation for the V3. D said, I make Sean the big screen when his dogs are on. Yeah, they're sleeping right now. It's freezing here in California today. It's yeah, it's really cold. What's the weather like right now? Yeah, it's 46 degrees here. It's normally not this cold. So they're tucked into bed right now. Okay, so there's a high right there, guys. We'll be looking for a sell here now. Yeah, Randy said it's -2 there. So yeah, California has nothing on your weather, Randy. I think you're in Canada, right? You guys actually have really cold. Vancouver, yeah. Oh damn, it must be freezing out there. And when it gets below 50 here in California, this is like freezing for us because we're not used to any cold. I can never do that. All right, there we go. As price pushes up to the sessions, guys. Hopefully we'll get an entry here somewhere. And here, this is what I'll do again, guys. I'll put the strategies up here just for whoever's looking. So we got a couple of strategies right here. This is going to be the snipe. See if there's any zones around this area. There's actually a lot of zones. One big one right here. So there's technically a snipe. Well, there's one that's currently running right now. It's not one that I would take because obviously, as I discussed earlier, guys, there's a lot of manipulation happening in the market right now because of where price currently is. Or actually, there's no snipe there. It looked like it, but there's not. It didn't reject off the pivot. All right, so there is no entries here for a snipe. There's no entries here for the daily. There's no entries here for the 5-minute. Currently right here, if this closes red, this would technically be a V3 variation. So we'll keep that up. We'll see. if it closes red. If it doesn't, obviously no variation there, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, Rick said it's 39 Fahrenheit in Arizona, about to move somewhere warmer, right? Yeah, Dijon said I want to move to Cali since Atlanta prices are reaching that point anyway. Yeah, I mean, you might as well, Dijon. That'd probably be the move for you, especially if you haven't lived out here. I think if you move out here, you're probably not going to head back though. You're going to stay out here. Yeah, Peter said it's -13 in Montreal. Wow, that's crazy. Rick said I'm getting bored and starting to gamble. Yeah, you should probably not do that, Rick. It's got to keep focused. Anyways, looking at the market right here, guys, there's no red here. What me and Maddie are still looking for is we're looking for price to push up and reject off the sessions, right? So we can wait for it to push up even higher. Because even if we had an entry right here, your stop loss would still be below the session. So as it pushes up higher here, it's going to create another high, which is, it's fine. It's just going to be a better opportunity for us to catch a better drop. And we'll see. It still has about 2.5 minutes left on this candle. So it's got a long way to go. I know some of you guys apply the V3 variation here on the 3-minute. Looking at the market right here, there was actually a couple entries that you could have taken, it looks like. So there's one right here. It's for about 35 pips. That one would have hit full TP. I don't advise anyone to do this yet. I mean, some people do apply it. I know Patricia and Maddie apply it. So like, for example, right here, there's a variation version 3 right here. This would have been a full TP for 350 pips. Again, right here, this actually wouldn't be because there's a green signal right here. One right here. So we have a low, we have the green candle following it. This looks like it would have been a full TP as well. Yeah, full TP right there for 750 pips. So, I mean, the strategy still works perfectly fine on the 3-minute as well. I just personally, I don't like, I think it's still too short of a time frame to be trading on because the range is too wide. But yeah, I mean, just FYI, this is what some people do apply sometimes. So guys, looks like if this closes here with a red candle, this will be a entry for a 5-minute version 3 variation. There's also one here on the 3-minute as well. I don't think I would take this 3-minute, but the 5-minute, if it does close, it looks like it could be pretty solid. I think this would be too risky here on the 3-minute, but this one over here, if this closes, I'm hoping it does, but yeah. Let's check this 5-minute. If it closes, I mean, this is going to come down to the line, it looks like. We got about 20 seconds. Yeah, be odd because it's so boring. It's kind of boring right now. We had about 13 seconds. Let's see. And this probably be a really quick move. If it's too close, I'm not going to take it. And it doesn't close. What a BS. Yeah, so nothing there, guys. It was really close, but it didn't. And this market is trash. I hate when the market does this. Like, so one thing too, guys, that I started to do is if this, if the candle is too close, like for example, if you can't see the color, I'm just going to skip it because I've done that before where I've taken it and it's gotten lucky, but I don't really feel good taking the trades like that because I'm not sure if it's red or green. So yeah, exactly. Professor said, give us that push up to the sessions, which is exactly what we're looking for. Me and Maddie have been waiting for that this whole time. We still have time, guys. So, don't be too worried if the trade hasn't come yet. It's all about patience. It's 7:15 right now. So we still have like 45 minutes until 8. So we still have a good amount of time. It's not necessarily done. So here's a 3-minute. Obviously I didn't take this trade here, but let's see if it hits. It actually did hit TP, or no, it didn't. it's too close. We might have to move the TP stop loss a little wider. So one thing with this too is that I don't like it when it's too close, right? I like it when there's at least like 300 pips where the stop loss and TP could be. So here's a 3 minute. Looks like it's gonna hit TP. There you go, full TP. So the 3 minute right here, same variation that we were applying on the 5 minute, the V3. And this doesn't even have it. The heck? Let me refresh this real quick. Refresh. Okay, so the 3 minute right here, if you apply the V3, exactly what we were doing on the 5 minute, it hit full TP. So as you guys can see, this strategy still works on other time frames. It's just riskier on the 3 minute because it's too, the movement isn't as big as the 5 minute. So looking at this right here, if you guys saw the 3 minute, it hit full TP. Yeah, so full TP off of that right there, or whoever caught it. I wouldn't have caught it because it's just too risky, but you guys can see that the strategy still works fine on the 3 minute as well. Works good on the 5 minute, works good on the 3 minute. You know, I was looking to see how it works on the higher time frames, like maybe even like the 10 minute or something like that. Because that'll be pretty crazy. I mean, it does work. So here's the 10 minute right here, guys, right? So check this out. We have a low right here. We have a green candle right there. If you were to take this, I mean, it seems to work on all time frames. I haven't tested it myself, but here too on the 10 minute, full TP right there. I don't know if there's anything else here that we saw. Yeah, so we had a low right here. Again, another buy there. And this is something you guys can experiment with. You know, obviously there's no guarantee this stuff works well, but it still hits. Two back-to-backs right here on the 10 minute, full TP, full TP. Again, right here, we have a high red candle. This is a bigger move though. So this move is pretty huge. This is actually a really huge move. It's like 2,800 pips, but it hits TP. So, I mean, the strategy is pretty, it's pretty good. So yeah, I mean, a couple entries there. I mean, if you guys want to play around with it, feel free, but it looks pretty nice for the most part. Anyways, there's no entries here yet, guys. We're still looking for the 5 minute to give us something to take here. This wouldn't be a V3 because we need it to be after the high, which isn't available there. Let's push this a little higher, which is right there. So as you guys can see from this point, the range is just pushing higher and higher and higher. So this is the current range right now. This is opening price. This is the high. This is the low. And this is currently the range at the moment. I mean, there isn't really much for us to really look at right now necessarily. It's just going sideways. And the market just seems really slow today. Well, not today, but just right now. Yeah, Peter said feels like Sunday night. Yeah, the market is kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It'll move fast. Like for example, right here, market open here at 6:30, it was moving super fast, and then all of a sudden it's died. Going over to retail sentiment, looks like it's 52% now. There you go, 52%. So it's now shifting to the short side. So it shifts, if it shifts to the short side, then we'll start looking for some buys tomorrow. So what I can see right here, guys, is price is probably going to drop for the rest of the session. And then tomorrow it's going to swing right back up because sentiment's going to be on the short side. And then if we have that, fundamentals are green, then we're all set to take buys. But currently right now, there just isn't anything for us to take. I mean, market in general is just, it's going to go back and forth. It's going to fake people out. It's going to manipulate price, and it's just going to, it's going to be a headache. So, I mean, looking at current price right here, this, even if we were to get a buy here, we wouldn't take it because the buy signal is right here. You know, we just don't have an entry that's available for that. So I'll just delete this for now. And we will see where this is going. Let's drop it lower there. I was really hoping we'd have an entry by now, but it's all good. Okay, if this closes right here, then we might have a variation V. We need a sell signal. That's what we need. Let's see. Randy said higher high at 705. Next candle touch the higher high. Would that not be a new higher high, even though it didn't print? Yeah, well, it would have to break. So the thing with this right here, the difference with this strategy here versus the high-low strategy, Randy, is that for the high-low, we're just looking for price to break past it, right? If this is the, so like, for example, right here, let me see. Maddie said it didn't touch it. So let me just get close and we'll zoom in. It didn't, actually didn't touch it. So Maddie's actually right. If you zoom in close enough, Randy, like you gotta zoom in really close. It didn't touch it. If it does touch it and pushes past it, it'll create a new higher high. But I know it's kind of hard to see. But yeah, Maddie some eagle eye over there. Maddie already knew. Like as soon as Randy mentioned it, Maddie's like, it didn't touch. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice either. But yeah, so Maddie did notice that. But now, yeah, anyways, what I was saying earlier, my explanation is not going to change, Randy. So for example, on these variations, we're looking for an actual, like a new high, right? So if it's like right next to each other, the old high is still going to be considered the high because it hasn't broken another one, right? It needs to actually create another high for the high low and the other strategies that we've been applying. Those are okay because we're looking for price to break past that. For this here, we're looking for a reversal. So we needed to actually create a new high. So that's basically what we would be looking for. So anyways, guys, looking at this right here, if this closes with a sell and a red candle, then we can actually start looking for buys. And there it goes, it disappears. We need it to come right back up. All right, so let's check this out. We need this to close here. If it closes, then great. We'll start looking for some buys off this variation V3, but we need that sell signal because that sell signal is going to provide us to take trades in the opposite direction because we're basically looking for the reversal. All right, we got about 15 seconds here, 12 seconds, 10 seconds. Let's see where this closes. It could keep dropping if it wants. Okay, so there we go. All right, if this candle here closes green, it can't break past its low though. So if the candle here closes green, this would actually be a buy. But we'll see. I mean, we got a lot of time left here. So we got about 4 minutes. We'll come back to that. Sort of same confluence here on the 3 minute. I mean, we won't have it yet because there's a low being established on here, but on the next candle, possibly. Rick said I wanted to go back to open. Yeah, no, I mean, so Rick is wanting this to hit liquidity, which it probably will. So back to the 5 minute over here, that low has been broken. So this is no longer the low. So it's probably gonna keep pushing until we have something there, but we'll be waiting for that to swing to the upside. Oh, Rick, you're in a sell. Rick is going to sell at 34,676. Oh, you entered from up here. Okay, gotcha. So Rick was trying to wait for that drop. It's taking a bit of a risky trade, but I mean, if it drops, right? And one thing to keep in mind, so this is what you might want to see happen, Rick. This is probably best case scenario. So say price drops a little lower right here, right? And say this low drops right here. So this is kind of what you want to see here, Rick. You want there to be a double liquidity right there. And then this is what you want to see happen. You basically want this to push up slightly. And then when it comes back down to break through it, it hits liquidity and then it just dumps, right? That's exactly what you're looking for. So you don't want it to hit liquidity right away. You want it to where it's a double liquidity, something like this. Like you always, whenever you're looking for liquidity, guys, you don't want a liquidity that's by itself, like all alone, because it doesn't have as much as a push. If you have something like this right here, where there's a double, area of liquidity, this is where you get the real big pushes. So, yeah, if it comes down to this area, or even if it comes down to here, this is where the bigger push happens, because when it hits this point, it pushes down to the next one, which is down here. And then this is where it continues to drop even lower. Because there's like, if you could just look at it, there's a lot of double areas of liquidity right there. So check this out. It's dropping further. What I would do, Rick, is if you're still in the sell, I would move your stop loss in profit. Just put at the high of this candle right here. So, I mean, it's a really risky move, but Rick understands the liquidity that we've been looking at, and it almost always plays out. Kenny says the 10-minute just hit version 3. So let's go over here to the 10-minute real quick. Oh, wow. Yeah. So Kenny right here saw the 10-minute version V3. So there was one right here. We had a high red candle after it. Damn, this thing is spot on. This strategy is crazy. It works like on almost every time frame, it looks like. I mean, it's too big of a push for me to want to take, but if we did take it there, this would have hit TP right away and you probably could have held it even longer. So nice work right there. Kenny actually took it, or yeah, he took it on his demo. And 3-minute over here as well. Hit full TP over here as well. So we had a high there. We have that red candle, full TP right there. So as you guys can see, this strategy works pretty good on almost all all time frames. The 5-minute seems to be our sweet spot, which is cool because it's less stressful. But this is getting a message. So guys, if you guys are messaging me on Telegram, I haven't gotten to them yet. So I do see a couple messages here. I will get to them after this session here. So Rick's asking, hey, hit liquidity, guys. So here's the liquidity that we drew earlier. And it's probably going to drop all the way back down, and it's dumping. It's hitting all the liquidity right here. Kind of wish I hopped into that sell with Rick, but it's all good. So Rick, I would probably put your stop loss above this candle right here. So I would put your stop loss like above this, like in between these two liquidity zones, because if it does reverse back up and hits this area, then I mean you're solid. Or I mean you could even put it even higher. I mean it just depends on you. For me personally, I like to have it not too far out, but also not too close, because the market's going to be a bit volatile right now, especially with a lot of people bandwagoning onto these sells. You might get a spike up, might stop you out, and it'll come right back down. Looking over here, natural gas storage was positive. Thanks, D, for letting us know. So right here, natural gas storage was it was positive. So with that being positive, you can see right here. So again, guys, so like earlier when I talked about the news, see how we had this green candle, positive news, and then reaction after continues to pull back down. So Rick, I mean, I think you should be good if you have it right here. You should probably put your nice. Rick is up 3,500. Nice work, Rick. And it's probably gonna keep dropping. So you can see it hit liquidity here. And I told you guys earlier, if it hits liquidity, it's probably gonna drop to this point. One thing that you guys want to look out for is if it hits this point. If it hits this point right here, it's probably gonna keep dropping even more. So from there, it's probably gonna drop down to here. And then from here, it's probably going to drop down even further. Or I might even reject off this. So this is one key point that you want to be careful of. This is opening price, this dotted line. Price can easily bounce right off this, come right back up. So there's a lot of red flags here. I mean, with regard to where analysis can play out. If it hits liquidity, it'll keep dropping. It's kind of far out now. Liquidity is way up here, so it's already made its push. And unless it reaches this area right here, it's probably not going to push you further. Yeah, Rick, if you want to move your stop loss closer, you could, I mean, or if you just want to pull out. So one thing that you want to be careful of, Rick, is opening price. You know, price might just bounce right off it, or price can break right through it. Who knows? If you want to be really safe, you can put your stop loss above this candle right here. But I can almost guarantee you're probably gonna get stopped out, because what might happen here is price will come over here, it'll hit your stop loss, and then it'll come right back down, right? Yeah, just do that. Move it to the top of the previous candle. That's usually what I do when I'm chasing it down. And it's losing volatility right now. I'd probably just pull out, honestly, if it was me, because you can see the volatility right here. This candle here is so small. It's probably going to reverse now. But I mean, that's on you, Rick. If you want to pull out, pull out. If not, then yeah, you pulled out, Rick. That's a good idea, because this is one thing that you guys want to look out for. If you guys are trailing a trade like that, if you see a small candle like this, it's probably going to swing back up. That's just a pattern that I've seen over, you know, a period of time. It's just the same pattern that always repeats itself. Once you start seeing small candles like this, it's usually a bad sign, because the volatility is dying down, and you know it's probably going to swing back up. Anyways, looking at this right here, if this closes on the 3-minute, this would probably be a variation for a buy. Also, right here on the 5 as well. Yeah, no, definitely great work right there, Rick. Peter said, props to Rick. You went from blowing accounts to making multiple 4-figure daily, major growth. Yeah, definitely. Rick said, thank you, Sean. Appreciate you for being my wingman. No, definitely, Rick. You know, you're starting to get stuff, Rick. Like, you know, the more and more that you guys sit in on my live sessions, you guys can see what I see, because I go over the same thing every day, right? My analysis never changes. I mean, it just gets better every day. Well, it gets better for a lot of people because you guys start to actually understand what I'm saying here in the live sessions. You know, the more and more you guys sit in on these sessions, the more it'll make sense to you guys, and you guys will be able to pick up on these moves just like Rick did, because we already anticipated this drop to happen. It was just, you know, it's just a matter of time. I think I might create. Yeah, exactly. Rick said I did it off your analysis, because we did expect it to come down. I think what I might make is I'll make like, I'll make an account where I just take, but it's going to be kind of risky, because the problem with that is I won't be able to take my normal trades, or I probably could, but I wouldn't take it on all my accounts. You know, I might just have an account where I just take, like, I'll have a day where I take all of these trades off my analysis and see how I pull off, because it seems like the analysis is on point. It's just on this live session, I can't do it with you guys because it's just too risky. I don't want you guys to be copying exactly what I'm doing on these lives, especially if I'm taking risky trades. So I generally give you guys, you know, low risk trades, but they're almost guaranteed to hit because my analysis is fully through. Possible buy here off the 3-minute, nothing off the 5-minute here just yet. Can't even see. This is a green candle actually, so there would be no entry off this anyways. Yeah, good thing you pulled out, Rick, because right here, if you held on to it, you probably would have lost a lot of profit because it pushed up. It did exactly what we anticipated, bounced off this and would have stopped you out before possibly coming back down. Yeah, Rick said it does the same exact thing between 7:30 all the time. Yeah, no, definitely. Um, Thanks, Peter. Peter said IG went from 52 to 54 long now. So let's check the retail sentiment. Looks like a lot of people are going back into their buys, which is normal. It's fine. Still looking for some trades here. I don't have anything available at the moment, but we'll see where it goes from here. All right, this is gone. This is gone. Definitely. All right, so we'll see what happens here next. There's nothing off the 5, obviously. This low here is a green candle, so it won't be considered a low that we can use for this entry here. Zooming in, it's a green candle, so we need another low before we can take any buys, which will probably happen. So we got these right here. There's actually a 3 here that's running. So there's a 3-minute V3 variation right here. I'm not going to take it. I don't feel comfortable taking these V3s yet, at least not on the 3-minute. I still find it to be a bit risky. Like 58's the number for this. 580 pips. I mean, it's probably going to hit, but I'm not going to take it. It's too risky. I think the 1-minute and 3-minute are too risky right now because volatility is too high. Like the last thing you want to do is get caught in a trade and then price is spiking back and forth. The 5-minute is a little more calm because it's a higher time frame, but and it's also a lot smoother. So it's calmer and smoother. It doesn't really spike around too much. All right, well, I mean, we'll have this up here. I'll set an alert just to, if it does hit, we'll know. So US 30, 3-minute V3, TP, or how much is it? 580 pips. Yeah, see, that's why I wouldn't want to take it without spiking around. That'd been a horrible trade. So glad we did not take that trade. I'm going to stay away from the 3, guys. I'm still going to stick to the 5. The 3 and the 1-minute are just too risky right now. I'm not looking to take any trades off any of these. And Rick, look, it's doing exactly what I said earlier, right? I said it was going to come down, stop you out from moving your stop loss, stop you out in profit, and then come right back down. And did that exactly. It's the same pattern, guys. Like I can only anticipate these moves here because I see this every time. It's like nothing new. It's always fake outs, right? They try to stop people out because what happens is they'll fake people out to swing to the buy side, and then it comes right back down. Yeah, Peter said there's a 10-minute daily right here, but I would be careful with taking this because the fundamentals are still very high. So I don't think I would take the daily. It's just too much of a risky trade. I'll mark it up for you guys here if you guys want to follow it, but I do find it to be extremely risky. Especially if the sentiment continues to shift. So I wouldn't take this here off this 10. Snipe right here. No snipe. Five-minute right here. Possible buy here off the 5-minute if this closes. Yeah, Maddie said pinning 5-minute right there, definitely. So I'll be waiting for that. It's 7:40 right now, so we have about 20 more minutes, guys. Hopefully we have something by 8. I haven't taken anything today, which is unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Actually, I've been waiting all day for like at least one trade. All my analysis has been playing out, but yeah, pretty much my analysis for the entire day has been playing out, but I haven't been taking those trades because they've been risky. Just like I mentioned before, guys, I don't want to give you guys anything risky. You guys can follow my analysis just like what Rick did, but the way that Rick was trading was very risky. Unless you understand what I'm doing, I don't recommend people hop into random analysis trades like that. Even though they do hit, it's just you have to understand, when and where you're getting out of the trade. Like with Rick, he kind of had an idea. He entered the sell, and then he kept asking me, where would I go with my stop loss, and he was getting updates along the way. I don't recommend anyone enter a trade and not know what they're doing. That's like recipe for disaster. And that's just me looking out for you guys because I don't want you guys to blow any accounts on accident. If you guys blow an account and you guys understand what your problem was, then that's fine because you're learning from it. But if you guys blow accounts and don't know what happened, like you're like, oh, I blew my account, but I don't know how I blew it. That's where it becomes an issue because you can get better from it. Anyways, back to this right here. This might be too high. If this candle here is too big, like for example, our cap is 750 pips. So if this is too big right here, we're not going to take it, obviously. Man, I was really hoping this was going to be an entry for us, but it's too big. The reason why we don't want to take it when it's too big, guys, is because it can easily pull back. So like say, for example, if this closes like as a big candle like that, odds are this can easily come right back down, hit stop loss, and then come right back up, right? It happens all the time. But we'll see. We still have 2 minutes left on here. So I'm hoping, but I mean, if not, it's okay. I'm just glad we didn't take the 3-minute here because I would have been super pissed if I took that 3-minute and hit stop loss because everything else has been hitting. All right, so price is still pushing on this area, but it's becoming a lot more indecisive because we were expecting it to drop a little more possibly. Well, it broke below the opening price, so actually it dropped to where we thought it would drop. But not down to here because it was just overextended. Now, let me draw some more highs right here because you can see that more liquidity areas are being put up here. Delete that. Delete that. Let me see if there's anything else here. So there's actually a nice area of liquidity right here. So if price comes back down and it hits this area, it can probably drop even further. There's a lot of areas of liquidity right here. So what I would look out for, guys, later for the mid-market reversal is if price drops below these areas, because these are really nice liquidity areas here. This will push down here, and push down even lower. So something to keep in mind later for the mid-market reversal is the liquidity down there, because there's a lot of liquidity on that bottom side. Going back to the 5-minute, this candle is way too big. Yeah, this candle is way too big. Definitely not going to take this here, unfortunately, but it's just too risky. Yeah, Rick said, thank you, Sean. Got to take a peek at the charts again at 11 for the reversal, whenever that may be, up or down. Yeah, no, great idea, Rick. Definitely good idea. Rick said for a big candle, can't we let it retrace and do a buy stop? I mean, technically you can, but I wouldn't do it, John. I wouldn't recommend it because you might get kicked. So what might happen is if you do something like that, you might get kicked into the position. So this is what might happen. Price will drop slightly. It'll come up, fill your buy stop, and then it'll come right back down and stop you out. So I personally wouldn't do that, especially a candle this big. This candle is way too big. Let me measure it real quick. So this candle right here is a 1,570 pip candle. That's a big candle to be risking. So I wouldn't, I obviously wouldn't take it if that's the case right there. Barack said, been on it from the session open balance. Yeah, no, definitely. Rick said, can you put your liquidity markup again? Yeah. So here's a clean chart right here, Rick. So I'll zoom out a little bit. There's a ton of liquidity. I think there's even more below here, Rick. So there's actually a lot more down here. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of air, like if the mid-market reversal happens, there is going to be a lot of areas here where price will just dump. Like when you see these double liquidity lines, like this is a sign of like huge spike in price to the downside. Yeah, so there you go, Rick. Yeah, that'll probably be something that I look out for, especially if retail sentiment continues to increase. Like for example, right here, if this increases, it's back at 56. So this isn't very normal, guys. If you guys remember from like all of our past couple of days or past couple months, when you look at retail sentiment, it usually doesn't change like 5 or 10 numbers like within a day, right? It usually changes maybe 1 or 2%. Right here, it's changing really fast. It went from like 50, it went from like 62 to 64 to 54, now 50 to now 56. When you see this happen, there's a lot of like indecisiveness in the market, right? Because people don't know which way to trade. They're not just trading, they're not just looking for buys all the time, or they're not just looking for sells all the time. They're going back and forth. They're wishy-washy because they don't know what's going on and we don't know what's going on, right? We're basing our analysis off other retail traders. So we're trying to see what is everybody thinking so we can do the opposite. So something to keep in mind when you see the market moving like that, it's like playing chess. I always use this analogy because you're basically trying to anticipate what the other person is doing. And you want to do the opposite because that's what the market makers are doing as well. The market makers aren't necessarily pushing market in their direction. They're pushing opposite of everyone else. So they see where everyone trades and then they do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And that's kind of what we're doing too. We're trying to trade as if we are the market maker as well. We're trying to do the opposite of retail traders because we just want to piggyback on that push that the market makers do make. So as you can see, price is coming back down right here. We'll go over here to the 5-minute. No entry off the V3. Unfortunately, it's about to be 750 right now. So looks like I might have to have another dry day. I mean, it sucks. It sucks because I'm so used to taking like all these trades. But it's okay. I'd rather have a dry day with no profits than have a day of losses. That's always my key there. As long as you guys don't lose and you guys are positive at the end of each week, each month, that's really key. Because if you guys can do that, you guys could have an unlimited supply of profits. That's pretty much how I've been so successful with trading. It's because I'm not taking risky trades. I'm just taking stuff that I know is going to hit. And I don't really end up in drawdown at all because I'm not taking risky trades. So anyways, back to the charts over here. I don't really see anything. Yeah, Johnson needed to moisten up a little bit, right? Oh man, this week has been, so how this week has been kind of weird. I think next week will be a lot better, guys, because next week is going to be NFP. So just keep that in mind. NFP is usually going to cause volatility in the market. This market today has been back and forth. The volatility has been kind of crazy, but next week is going to be NFP week. So we're going to expect probably some smoother moves and a lot same volatility. So I think next week's going to be a lot nicer than this week. So this is why I'm being careful this week because, even though I don't catch as many trades this week, I know next week I'm going to go heavy and I'm going to have a huge week just like I did last NFP. Like the last NFP, Maddie made like 40, 60K, I think. He made like close to 60K, like 40 to 60K during that entire week because the market was so good. That's what you guys need to do too. You guys need to be patient when the market's not giving you what you need. And then when NFP comes around or a week that has big, big movements, that's where you guys can really make the huge profits. So like this week's been kind of slow for me. And guys, I'm still making profits. So a lot of people have been asking me, like, when I send the email out, I don't post my profits on there. To be honest, guys, I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy. Because it just takes a lot more work for me to go and like download my profits and then post them in the email. You guys already know how I do during the day because you guys were here on the live session. So there's no reason why I stopped posting my profits on there. It's just that I got lazy because I'd rather just post a link up than have to wait for profits to post up and then post up the link later. I'd rather just send the link out. And if you guys want to watch it, great. I'm not here to like show off or prove anything to you guys. So yeah. And Peter said, plus the IRS is on the mailing list too. Yeah. So like, I still send my profits, but I don't, I'm not like posting them on the email because maybe I'll do that later if I like get bored and want to send stuff out again. But I think at the moment right now, I'm just kind of lazy. I'd rather just get on with my day after this live session. And we've also been focusing on this new strategy too. So I don't really have time to do all those little things. Fahad said, it's effed up when we wait for NFP week for a smooth week, right, Fahad? Usually a lot of people don't like trading during NFP, but we do because our strategies work perfectly fine during NFP. It is risky because volatility is high, but since all of our strategies are based off momentum, it's actually a lot easier for us to catch trades when the volatility is high. So we have a pending sell here, guys. Or actually, no, we don't. Fuck my bad. If we had a buy signal here, then yeah, we would have a pending sell entry, but we don't have one right now because we have a sell signal here. There was a buy signal here that was pending, but it didn't come up. So it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Jay said a 10-minute V3 is running. And this is why I wouldn't have taken the daily, guys. So hopefully none of you guys took the daily. If you guys took my advice, it's just too risky to take this daily right now because the fundamentals are so strong for a buy. Basically we don't want to go against this. We also don't want to go against the sentiment. So sentiment's probably not going to be a big factor today. The fundamentals are going to be a bigger factor because it's such a big number here. But yeah, going over here to the 10-minute, Jay said that there's one running. Yeah, so there's another V3 right here off the 10-minute. And it's crazy because this strategy works on like literally any time frame, it seems like. So yeah, Jay mentioned that there's one running right here. It's a huge move though. This is like a 1,030 pip move, 1,300 pip move right there. I wouldn't take it. Like I mentioned, I'm not looking for any big moves here because the market is kind of iffy. But yeah, that's still running right there. Nothing here off the 5, obviously. Yeah, Nick said, I remember when COVID was going on, sometimes we would be on the live until 9 or 10 a.m. Yeah, so if you guys have been part of K2 for a long time, I used to run this live session till like noon, guys, because during COVID, it was so easy to make profit because price just kept dropping. We would be on this live session from like, I even started earlier. So we'd be on this live session from like 5 to like noon. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'd be on the live session for like 7 hours and we're just making profits all day. Yeah, and Peter was there too. A lot of you guys were here. We used to be on the session like all New York session because when COVID is going on, you can take a sell and you'll just win no matter what. Also, when Trump was president, it was easy to just catch wins because price was always going one direction. Like during those times, we didn't even use fundamentals and we didn't even use retail sentiment. We just waited for Trump to say something. If Trump was saying something, we would take a buy and then price would just shoot up. Or we would watch the news and we would see if COVID news was coming out and we would just take sells. It was an easier time back then. Obviously we adapt with the market, but yeah, for the people who were here back then, it was fun because we would just take those trades whenever they'd come up. Yeah, Peter said when Trump was president, the daily would hit 100% every single day. Exactly. Yeah. So back then when there was like a few people that were on, well, not a few people, there's still a lot of people on here, but we would just take the daily strategy. We take the daily entry every day. This is the only strategy we would take, and it would hit TP every single time because Trump would just push price one way or the other. Yeah. Yeah. Essa said, yeah. Yeah. Normal with my luck. As soon as I started trading, it gets harder. Yeah, no, exactly. And yeah, like Nick said, we were using the 3-minute pivot. Yeah, we had like we were only following like two strategies like during COVID and during Trump's time, and it was easy. We literally win every trade, and we didn't have nothing to worry about because we already know where price was going. Yeah, like Lila, I just saw your message. No, I totally agree, and that's why I stopped. I'm just gonna send the videos, the live sessions out, but I'm not gonna send like screenshots of my profits. Obviously, it's just it's a huge liability. Yeah, no, Nick said we were using the 3-minute pivot and 1-minute pivot. Yeah, back then we didn't have any variations. We didn't have any high lows. We barely had any indicators. We didn't have any of these indicators before. It was just like 3 indicators. It was like the pivot, the momentum, and the trend meter. Like we didn't have the sessions. We didn't have the high low. It was literally just this. I mean, it still works. So like, for example, right here, guys, like like Nick was saying, the pivot. So like, for example, right here, buy a signal above the pivots, right? Full TP. The strategies that we went over back then, they still work perfectly fine. It's just, you can see right here, obviously it still works perfectly fine. If you guys watch the old videos, all the strategies that we would use back in the day, they still work. It's just, market conditions have changed. So it becomes a bit more risky. Peter said, with all these new strategies, if Trump comes back as president, we'll all become millionaires. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, even right now with this 5-minute V3, you guys can still make a ton of profit just applying this because this strategy is it seems pretty bulletproof for the most part. Just want to see if there's any order blocks around this area. And this indicator takes forever to turn on. I have to create my own. Kind of some order blocks around this area, but not necessarily. All right, let me turn this off real quick. All right, let me see if there's any messages here that I missed. So there's a couple of profits here that people posted. I didn't take anything today, but some people here took some good trades. Dell over here was up 2,345. Nice work, Dell. Patrick over here locked in a total of 20. I can't even say the number right. I was like 29,000. I don't know if this is for the day or for the week or for the month, Patrick, but yeah, Patrick said it started from the bottom now here. So Patrick's now up 29,000 for the day. I don't know if this is the day, week, or month, but still great work right there, Patrick. Amazing work there. Matt over here too. So Matt took a couple of trades, total profit of 2,218. Great work, Matt. Yeah, glad to see a lot of you guys here killing it. Today, even during a slow day like this. Angela here locked in 1,020 off her first account. Her second account, she locked in 1,802. Nice work, Angela. Maddie over here too, locked in a total of 4,597. Nice work right there, Maddie. I'm sorry. Let me send that over. His other account right here, locked in 2,600. Nice work, Maddie, off that. Looks like you were trading during Asia. Again, right here, 2,750. Nice work. All wins, no losses, Maddie. And his fourth account right here, 5,200. All wins, no losses. So great work across the board right there, Maddie. Per usual. It's rinse and repeat of everything. Still no entry here off the 5-minute, unfortunately, but whatever. I'm just gonna wait for it. Scotty over here, about 1,000 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. Jeremy over here, 1,315. Looks like he had some back and forth, but nice recovery right there at the end. Jeremy. Yeah, great work. Great work, guys. Scrolling over here, that's good. Jay over here. So Jay said he's catching those drops, locked in 8,458 for the day. Nice work, Jay. Killing it. His other account right here, or he added another trade to it. Actually, this is a different account. He locked in a total of 10,049 for the day. Great work, Jay. And you guys are on fire today. You guys are really liking this this B3. Joshua over here, almost about 1,000 for the day. So nice work right there, Joshua. Congrats to you too. Let's see. Come back to the personal messages later. Eunice over here locked in 150. Nice work, Eunice, off that. His second account right here, 172. Great work, Eunice, across the board. Other than that, I think that's it for now. See, Isaac, he said trade London from bed. So Isaac was actually trading from bed. Wow, this is crazy, Isaac. I don't know if this is your monthly, your daily, or your weekly, but he's up 43,000. That's amazing. Off your FTMO. All wins, straight TPs. Oh, for his daily. Wow, this is for the day. Isaac made 43,000 for the day. Isaac, are you applying, like, which strategy are you applying? I'm just curious. Are you just applying the V3s, or are you just like kind of mixing it up? I'm just curious because this is pretty good profit. You made 43,000 in one day. All wins, literally. Yeah, Isaac, he's been killing it every day. He's been hitting like, almost 50K. Okay, so yeah, Isaac is mostly applying the V3 strategy. Just another question, Isaac, are you applying this on the 5-minute only, or are you applying it on different time frames? I just want to have an idea of like what you're doing because I'm trying to do the same thing. So if he's killing it like this, man, that's crazy. 40K in a day. Yesterday, Isaac made 50K. That's, on the 1 minute. Wow. So he's doing it on the 1 minute. Okay. So I might have to play around with it. Yeah. No, thanks, Isaac, for the tip. Wow. So Isaac is applying the V3 on the 1 minute. So might have to play around with that. Thanks, Isaac, for the info. Brock over here as well. Brock's currently up 14,000 for the day. Nice work, Brock. Man, you guys are on fire. Everyone here is locking in the thousands at least, almost. Yeah, everyone here is killing it. So I'm glad to see everyone here doing really well. That's the goal here, guys. Obviously, you guys know that I'm good at trading on my own. If I can mimic my skills to you guys, that's really what it is. Honestly, I make pretty good trading, so I don't really need to share my strategies, but I like seeing a lot of people. Like, what helps the most is that when I see you guys here doing just as good, if not better, it gives me the confirmation that the strategies really work. Because the thing is, if I can use these and make a lot of profit, and then you guys can use these and make a lot of profit, it proves that the strategy works. So if the strategies aren't working for you, the problem isn't the strategy. The problem is probably you. You haven't been following the strategy properly. So just take that into consideration, guys, because everyone here is profiting. I didn't even take any trades myself, but you see all these people here profiting. So strategies work. It's just you guys need to make sure you're applying it properly. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, Brock. Yeah, Brock said good mentor, proper leadership, Sean. Yeah, so like, a lot of you guys here still make a lot more profit than me, but I'm still happy to see you guys doing well. It's a win-win for both of us because you guys help me develop my strategies to become better and better while we all make profit. We all win here. It's not one-sided at all. It's like I scratch your back, you scratch my back type thing. But other than that, guys, I think that's it for now. Let me see. I don't see anything else here. Oh yeah, Kenny said the 10-minute hit full TP. So the 10-minute V3 that we saw there, full TP. Wow, 1,300 pips. So, it might be useful to play around with the strategy on different time frames if you guys, and there's no drawdown. That's crazy. Look at that, Isaac, or not Isaac, Kenny. There was no drawdown. So like literally you could have taken this full lot size. This would have made me 13,000 off this trade if I took it on a 10 lot. That's mad. That's crazy. So I think I'm going to start looking at this on the 10-minute and also on the 5-minute because it looks like it hits almost every time. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a 1,300 pip move within 10 minutes. That would have been a $13,000 profit for me if I took that on a 10 lot, or even half that on a 5. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, no, definitely. Mauricio said, sign of a good teacher is when students do as well. Yeah, no, 100%. Brock said, it said that you measure the quality of a leader by what his subjects emulate off him when he's away, measured in absence. No, definitely. A lot of you guys are killing it off session, like off this, even when we're not on the live. Yeah, no, definitely. Peter said, I see you getting your house and at 720 this year. Yeah, those are the goals, hopefully by this year. Let's see. Yeah, Rain said he lost on the 3 minutes, still learning. I think the lower time frames, I think the 3 minutes, it's a little bit iffy, Rain. I think the 1 minute might be good. 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute. Those seem like the good time frames for this V3. PC said, I think we should take the higher TP, 750 pips on V3, but smaller lots. Yeah, no, exactly, PC. That's what you can do. Instead of taking a full lot size, take a smaller lot size and you can catch these bigger moves here. Maddie said pending 5 minutes. So we have a pending 5 minute right here, guys. If this closes, I'm not going to take it, or I'm probably not going to take it because it's after 8. Usually after 8, the bad trades start to come up. But I'll wait here for the next couple minutes to see if it plays out. If it looks good, then maybe I'll take it, but I'm going to be a bit careful. Yeah, nothing yet, Henry. We've been waiting for entries all day, but it's kind of just going back and forth. There's like trades that we've marked up and we've looked at, but nothing official for today, at least, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? This might be the one official one if it closes right here. Hopefully, we'll see. Let's look at fundamentals right now. Currently up 500 points still. Wow, still up pretty heavy. Retail sentiment is just bouncing around. It's 54%. Nothing set in stone. This candle might be too big. Yeah, way too big, guys. Yeah, so I'm not going to take this. It's just too big of a candle. So, oh, and check this out. So the candle right here, guys, remember the big candle that we were like, oh, this candle's too big. I don't want to take it. Let's see if it actually hit. Wow, so this candle, this actually hit. So check this out, guys. This is the one that we were like, oh, we want to take it, but it's too big. It still hit TP. Man, that's crazy. So yeah, this would hit TP. So I mean, if you guys want to take this, you guys are more than welcome to take it. I'm not going to take it. It's just too risky. It's too big of a move. It's 120 pips, or maybe even more, 125 pips, or 1,250 pips actually. So if you guys want to take it, you guys are more than welcome, but I'm not going to take it. It's too risky. It's bouncing off the pivots as well. I don't know, just give me a lot of red flags right now where price might not drop to where we're anticipating. At least for the buy here, this was going with fundamentals. So it looked like it was actually going to go in that direction. However, this is going against fundamentals. So it's, it's just a huge risk. I know we don't use, outside confluence for this V3, but in a lot of instances like this, it might be good to incorporate it, because like you don't want to be standing in front of a movement like a running train, right? Where price is going so high and then you're just praying for it to stop. It's just, it's really risky. Yeah, Maddie said it might take a while because it's after 8. Price is probably going to consolidate for a bit, guys. So there's not really much going on here. But we still have a lot of liquidity down here. So just keep that in mind. Probably for the mid-mark reversal later, that's going to dump. So yeah, I think that's it for now, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I haven't answered any emails or responded to any Telegram messages last night. So I'm going to be getting to that right now. Have like about, let's see. I have about 160 emails to get to. So I got a lot of emails to cover, guys. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. As we mentioned in the group earlier, guys, I think we might be closing signups for K2. We're going to have exceptions. If you guys have friends or family that want to join K2, it's available to you guys, but we're not going to be openly advertising K2 to people because you guys see the power of the strategy, right? The power of this V3. We don't want too many people using the strategy. So we definitely want to just keep this within K2. We don't want too many people learning this. Because if too many people start using the strategy, it's not going to work as good as it does now. So just, FYI. So other than that, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to email me, message me on Telegram. But just keep in mind that I have a lot of emails and messages to get through. So I'm probably not going to get back to you guys for a couple hours. So yeah, that's about it, guys. If you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow for our last live session. And we will get ready for the end of the trading week. So have a great rest of your morning, guys. And if I see you guys tomorrow, we'll close out the week strong. So